Hi, my name is Jennifer, but everyone calls me Willow. Please feel free to do so. I'm here today to ask for your help. My mother is one of the kindest, most compassionate, giving people I've ever met in my life. She's also one of the strongest people I've ever met. And she'd have to be, given the life she's led. She's been through, well, you name it, she's probably been through it. From sexual assault to abandonment. My mother's been through it all. And she's still just standing. Despite all the people trying to knock her off her feet, she's still standing. But unfortunately, the ground underneath her is fragile and will be pulled out from under her if I don't do something soon. Now, my father's been quiet the last couple of years. He hasn't tried to come after her, but that just scares me the more. He's trying to take her home from her, even though it doesn't cost him anything, and it's not really a burden on him in any way, shape, or form. He just wants to do it because, well, he's a hateful person. He doesn't want her to have any form of happiness, which is why he used his vast money to lure my siblings out of her life, which also led to them taking her grandchildren out of her life as well. Two of whom she practically raised the first few years of their life. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth my siblings, however, because this isn't about them, and this isn't about my father. This is about my mother, a person who deserves good things to happen to her. Somebody who's been to hell and back, and she deserves to be able to go to sleep at night knowing that she's safe. And I don't think she's been able to do that for a very long time. The beginning of this year has been particularly rough on her. And I want it to end on a good note. And that's where you come in. The first amount of money, the most important amount of money we need to raise, is between $5,000 and $6,000. That, at least, guarantees I can hire a lawyer for my mother. This lawyer would then be able to hire a private investigator to track down my father, who's managed to remain elusive. He bought a new home in Utah, but we haven't been able to find him. So, a lawyer would be able to get a PI, which would be able to find my father, and then my father could be dragged into court for the court orders he is in violation of. My mother would then be able to also get back spousal support, which he owes her, and finally get him to be unable to take away her home. A home that, thanks to, well, a leak that started in the kitchen when we first bought the house in 1996, and her homeowner's insurance said they wouldn't cover it, caused a lot of damage to the kitchen. It also led to black mold growing in the house, and basically the house is just falling apart. The kitchen floor is pretty much gone. The only thing in there is some cheap plywood and the major beams, which are also rotten and falling apart. My mom can't really go in the kitchen much. Doesn't really matter anyways. Her stove doesn't work, and even if it did, she couldn't really use it because she can't afford the gas. So what I'm trying to do is get her the lawyer, and then every dime after that will go to making repairs in the house. We had a general contractor write up an estimate. He estimates it would be $81,600 to fix everything. I think he's crazy. I know for a fact the electrical shouldn't cost more than $3,000. We've had an electrician look at it, and that's what he estimated it would cost. Now, that could change once they get in there. There could be more damage that we can't see. That's fine. That happens. So we'll stick with the $5,000 estimate for that. But hopefully it'll be less. The kitchen, I'm pretty sure we can get it fixed for less than the $10,000 they estimated on here. He probably just looked around and assumed that's what it would cost, but I think using recycled materials, things like that, would cut down the cost by a lot. One thing I want to totally get rid of off of this estimate, and I don't even know why he put it on here, let alone why it's so much money, is painting. I'm not going to pay $6,500 of strangers' money to paint my mom's house. I can easily fly out there, paint it myself, and still spend less than $6,500. So that's off completely. But we're still looking at about $40,000 to $50,000 to get the house fixed. I know if we get the lawyer, my mom would be able to keep my dad from taking the house. I know if we get the lawyer, my mom would be able to get back some of the spousal support he owes her. But just buying the house isn't enough. Paying it off right now would be about $27,000. So that's part of what I'm trying to raise as well. Once it's paid off, my dad can't do anything. I'm not even really convinced that a lawyer, no matter how expensive they are, could keep my dad from eventually succeeding in taking the house away. It all really depends on what judge they go in front of. Thankfully, so far, they've gone in front of judges who think my dad's crazy. But my dad has a lot of money, way more than my mom ever had. And he can use it and his awful, awful attorney to continue to drive my mom into the ground. To take everything from her and just leave her in the dirt where he wants her. So we're raising this money to get the lawyer to pay off the house, which, like I said, at this moment, right this moment, last I checked, was at $27,000 for payoff, I believe. It's not an exact payoff. That's just what's remaining on the loan. And the rest would go to making the necessary repairs. I'm not trying to build my mom a palace. She's not really expecting this fundraiser to succeed, honestly. I think she's kind of given up a little hope on that. But I'm hoping that my faith in humanity is just, and that you will all see it in your heart to help in any way you can. If you can't donate even $1, then just spread the word. Pass it on to your friends and family. They'll do the same, hopefully, and then it'll eventually reach people who can donate. My mom, if this fundraiser succeeds, isn't going to get a palace. This house is basically just going to be repaired to standard. It's not like I'm looking to give her bamboo floors and brand new ovens and top of the line cabinetry, and this is not what we're doing. We're just looking to repair what's broken. I care about my mother, and that's what this is about. That's who this is for. It's for her, because she is a good person, and just once I want her to see that good things do happen to good people. Just once in her life, I would like something great to happen for her, and you can help me do that. So thank you for listening to me, and I hope you will take the time out to donate. And if you can't do that, please spread the word. Tell everyone you know. Get the word out there so they can help. Thank you.